Good afternoon, Hammers. Welcome back to Iron United for my latest opposition report on Watford. Saturday's opponents away from home at Vicarage Road, 3 p.m. kickoff. A chance for Manuel Pellegrini and the boys to pick up our first win of the season, which would be a massive, massive bonus. We take on a Watford side that find themselves bottom of the league, 0 goals scored, 2 defeats in a row. Obviously, they lost to Brighton on the opening day by 3-0 in a really mediocre performance. I know their fans were extremely disappointed with that result, and I think the Decore own goal kind of set the tone for the game, and they were punished for not taking their chances. I must admit, having watched the Everton game, that they were much, much improved in that game. They started slowly again, which was strange, and grew into it towards the end of the first half. And for me, we're unlucky not to take anything from the game. Obviously, we saw the VAR incident with Deulofeu. Could that have been a penalty? Perhaps. Dawson had a header that hit the crossbar from a Holebas free kick, and Decore and Dini had good chances that were saved by Pickford. So we saw a different side to Watford in that game. Much, much improved performance, and I think they'll have a good season this season again. Perhaps they won't reach the highs of last season, get to FA Cup final and finish just outside the top 10, but going forward, they are a really, really good side. And we're going to have to be at our best to get a result. In our last 5 fixtures against Watford, we've picked up 2 wins apiece, Watford 2, West Ham 2 and a draw. And obviously in our last fixture between the sides, we came out on top by 4-1 at Vicarage Road. So perhaps they'll be playing on the players' mind come Saturday. Who knows? We know Watford play with a back 4. They have Capu and Decore as their holding midfielders. Will Hughes plays in a centre attacking mid-role. They've got Deulofeu and Pereira out wide. Dini up top, a lot of firepower. You know what you're going to get with Troy Dini. He's a battering ram of a striker, scores goals. He'll make it extremely difficult for the likes of Diop, Ogbonna, Balbuena, whoever plays at centre-back for us. He'll make it uncomfortable for them. He won't give them time on the ball. He'll rustle them up. So our centre-backs are going to have to be up for it. And our centre-backs haven't quite been at their best this season. And I think come Saturday, if they're not up for it, Dini could bully them. We saw Danny Welbeck come off the bench for Watford against Everton for the last couple of minutes. So there's an option for them going forward. Touchwood, he improves on his injury record and puts together some games for Watford. I think this is probably his last big move that he's going to get in the Premier League, and he's got to make the most of it. They've got Andre Gray as well, who's also bustling forward, similar to Dini, extremely explosively quick, and he does score goals as well. And obviously they've invested in Ismail Assar, who I really, really like from Rennes. He performed extremely well last season in Ligue 1, and he offers something different. Obviously, we haven't seen him as yet. Javi Gracia is waiting to implement him into the side. He doesn't want to rush him. Obviously, he played in the AFCON and came back late due to his exploits with Senegal. But they really, really have a good side, and I think this poor start is uncharacteristic for Watford, and they'll be looking to bounce back come Saturday against us. We haven't been at our best as well, has to be said. The City game was pretty much a write-off. We were awful that day, and City were excellent. Brighton, I think we were a tad lucky to come away with a point, but it's a point that I'll take. And the fact that we've got a point against Brighton and Watford have lost 3-0 to Brighton might just play on the players' minds again. Who knows? But yeah, we go to Watford on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. Both sides looking for their first wins of the season. So I think it will make for a really interesting encounter. Again, the midfield battle is going to be fascinating. Decore and Capu, 2 ball-playing midfielders who like to go forward, taking on Declan Rice, Jack Wilshere. Will Mark Noble come back into the side? That's a question in itself. And yeah, I must admit, I fancy us. I know we haven't been at our best this season, and Watford have also been really, really poor. So maybe that opens a door for us to get a result, especially considering the 4-1 drubbing that we gave them last season. In saying that, I'm not jumping to any conclusions. I know the volume and magnitude of the task at hand, and I know for a fact that we're going to have to be at our best. So depending on the West Ham side that pops up, that will determine the result. My prediction is a 2-1 win to West Ham. I think it's going to be quite tight. I expect us to start slowly and maybe allow Watford into the game early on, but I expect us to come back and bring on our subs and hopefully get all 3 points. Safe travels to the Hammers, and come on you Irons.